Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So, this is Alchemy with Grace, and I'm Grace Hom. Thank you for being here. And as you probably receive emails on this, today we're going to be working on energetic support for everyone dealing with a chronic issue. So it's very broad. Chronic issues are very broad. Some people have chronic skin issues. Some people have chronic diabetic issues. Some people have chronic digestive issues. So the topic of chronic health challenges covers many different issues. And so we're going to have to do a very broad-based healing. And I know I said in the email that many of you have also asked me through your emails about what to do for a loved one. What to do for a loved one who's suffering for so long and they may or may not be open to alternative healing, and you may or may not be able to get them in a session, things like that. So I never want to come from the position that I have to be the one to do the healing, because that's not empowering at all. And I also don't want to come from the position of telling you who you can do healing on and who you can bring into this space energetically. I know many of you are amazing, awesome healers yourself. And some of you are totally capable of doing surrogate work for others, which is amazing. What an amazing gift for you to be able to do that. And if you are someone who's able to do that, I am not going to set limits on that, because, again, who you choose to heal is up to you. And healing doesn't happen through me, right? It only happens between you and God. And so I want to create this container that's honoring of all of us, honoring of our own capacity to create miracles, honoring of each and every one of your capacities as healers, as midwives of miracles. So, yeah, take that in for a moment. Really allow yourself to breathe that in. Know that you are the maker of miracles. You are the midwife of miracles. You are the energy, space, and consciousness where miracles just happen. So let us all connect then to that space within ourselves, to our hearts. And be infinite, and from this beautiful space of our hearts, just imagine a beautiful rose filled with beautiful, extraordinary colors opening up, connecting to every point in space and time. So the rose petal of your being, of your heart, connects with every point in space and time, every dimension of reality. And we are grounded and supported by Mother Earth, and really aligned with the divine within, and the divine above. And in this point where the divine within and the divine above are the same, right? When we allow for that to be the same, one and the same. So let's allow for the divine above and the divine within to just melt into each other. And from this beautiful space of being so connected to the divine within and the divine above, where they just commingle together now in you. And yes, you are all amazing, awesome healers. I just know that you are. So just imagine, if you like, that space in all of us where the divine above and the divine within just comes together, and imagine it around you as the energy of a beautiful rose again. And let this rose just expand, connecting you to anything that supports your highest and best, right? And you can imagine it having the energy of all the guides and angels, having the energy of the whole entire 0 point field, because where the divine above and the divine within meet, that's the space where you are connected, where you are being the energy of the 0 point field, the space of infinite possibilities. You have that, you own that, you embody that now. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And nothing in this universe, nothing, no one interferes with you being able to hold that space. So take in some gentle breaths so you know nothing and no one can keep you from being that space of miracles, where the divine above and the divine within meet to co-create. And how beautiful that's also where we're meeting each other today. Isn't that beautiful? That space where the divine within and the divine above meet and commingle and co-create. That's the space we are co-creating this session from. And that's the space where we meet beyond time, space, dimensions, realities, so on and so forth. Yeah. And so from scientific studies, we know that any unresolved traumas from childhood can create chronic illnesses or chronic conditions later on in life. So it has been amazing that my guides and angels show me how to do this thing called imprinting whole life enhancing states of being. And that allows you to have a reference point for some of the things that may be missing or may be hidden behind too much trauma. So if you feel like you never really know, for example, what being unconditionally loved by a parent is, it's not that there wasn't unconditional love, right? It's that it was probably communicated to you or demonstrated to you in very painful ways, because you may have had a parent or two who are just not in body. If they're not in body, the everyday personalities that's just not in touch with their own heart, how they demonstrate love may not feel loving to you, and they may not have given you the validation for who you are, the validation for your accomplishments, your worth, and all that. So re-imprinting different resourceful states of being, different life-enhancing states of being, allows you to reparent yourself, to have a new reference point for loving yourself, for honoring yourself, for respecting yourself, and for, most importantly, for feeling really safe in your body, for feeling really safe in your body. And when you are in your body, you have access to your body's wisdom. You will definitely know what feels right for you, what doesn't. And you will learn to be so honoring of you and your wisdom that you no longer second guess your own knowing, which many, many people do when you have maybe limited reference points for what it is to feel like to totally honor you, love you, receive the greatness, the grandness, the magnificence of you. And actually, your greatness, your grandness, your magnificence is such that no one can actually fully reflect all that back to you. Right? Yeah. Wonderful. And hello to everybody who's saying hello. So we're going to take a minute here and ask, oh guys and angels, to re-imprint or imprint. Maybe for some of you, it's not about re-imprinting, it's imprinting, period, because you never had what you never had. So before we do the re-imprinting, I'm just going to tap into your timelines and start releasing any and all unresolved traumas in your in utero development, because even as we were developing in uterally, our neurology is wired to function to prepare us for the families we're going to be a part of. And so, if you have a great family, then there's not much trauma wiring your neurology. But if that's not the case, you may have trauma already wired in you. So if you're someone who's always wondering why do I have this angst? Why did I feel unbelievably angry for no reason at all? And it isn't always hormones. It may come from stuff that went on in your in utero development. So now let me just connect to all of you if you choose. And in your first trimester of in utero development, let's begin there in your first trimester. Oh, release any and all, as much of the trauma as we can. Oh, and respecting our moms and dads. So this is not about blaming mom and dad, because releasing this also releases them from having to hold on to that guilt, right? And their everyday personalities may not be embodied enough to know that too. So that's the thing. Yeah. Oh, first trimester. Oh, traumas that still affect you. Oh, and wherever this is held in your body, in your neurology, in your tissues and fascia. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, second trimester. Oh, oh. And your second trimester is also the time when your soul comes into your body. So we want to be sure all the traumas are totally released. So, oh, excuse me. I am yawning like crazy. Excuse me. All right. Now your last trimester. All the trauma, all the unresolved issues. Oh. Okay. Boy, okay. Now let's do, how about the first 3 months of life? Yeah, let's take the first 2 years slowly here, do a little bit at a time. So your first trimester of life. Oh, oh, okay. So your first 6 months of life, so month 3 to 6. Oh, oh. And then your first 9 months of life. Oh, and this really is releasing all the family traumas that you embody and didn't even know. Well, you know, but you just don't know how to get rid of it. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, so your first year. Oh, okay, good, 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 good. Now your second year of life. Oh, 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 oh. People, what families did you choose? Okay. It still feels like the first 2 years still feels like lots there, right? So here we go. So, and I'm getting biochemical trauma. So let's see what that is about. So biochemical trauma, I'm thinking that the birthing process, our mothers may have been put on different medications, and then we may have been put on different medications, and then depending on the decade you were born, the first 2 years, oh God, you were given lots of vaccines, right? So I wonder if that's why I'm really hearing from some of you release autobiochemical trauma. So whatever this means to all of you, and we don't have to define it, and we don't have to say it's about vaccines or whatever, because I know the fight between anti-vaxxers and whatever, but I'm listening to your body, and your body saying there has been biochemical trauma in your bodies at that time in your life. And we don't have to know the source, but we can release that. Okay. And possibly, oh, 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 sorry. Wow, what else is going on here with biochemical stuff? So let's see, the first 5 years of life, any and all residues from the additives and the vaccines themselves. Oh, oh, oh. Environmental toxins, stuff on the environment in your first. Let's see, let's do the first 2 to 5 years. Anything that may have damaged your nervous system, your DNA, your body, your digestive system. So let's clear all those systems. Your blood, immune system. I don't know if that's good news or bad news that we're not just clearing out all family trauma, that we're also clearing out the traumas of nuclear accident. Oh, bless you. all the people who were born during that time. Oh, oh, oh. And interestingly enough, I was just reading an article about the aftermath of Chernobyl, that it's not as bleak as we think because the wildlife is growing back, giving new life. So there's new life to this. It's not just a downward spiral. There's something very transformative about all this. So what is required to transform the effects of Chernobyl so that the whole incident becomes an awakening to a different possibility for transcending, transmuting uh, radioactive stuff, right? A nuclear radiation. So let's see. What is a different possibility for transforming, transmuting, transcending everything having to do with nuclear radiation? There's Chernobyl, there's 3 Mile Island, there's Fukushima, and then if you are in New Mexico or Nevada, lots of secret nuclear testing. So let's release all that as well. Okay, the effects of mold. Oh, you guys, wow. Let's clear our system of that. Oh, oh. So I'm guided to just bring in extra oxygen, especially ozone, to your whole body, to all your tissues. Mm. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Give me a second. I need to drink some water. I have hot water with lemon so that I can feel okay here. Mm. Oh. Okay, so there seems to be this thing with global stuff around radiation. Oh. Oh. So let's go back again to that time, to that energy, space, and consciousness of our collective DNA. So any damage or DNA from radiation of any kind, let's repair all that. Oh. I know guides and angels know what healing energies, what healing frequencies are necessary for undoing the damage of nuclear radiation or any kind of radiation on your body and DNA. Here we go. Oh. 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 So all the guides and angels that are here to heal DNA, let's do that for everyone on the call and everyone in the replay and everyone in our circle of family or circle of support who you're doing surrogation for. So here we go. Oh. Oh. And since we are all one, we're all living beings, let's take a moment and send this healing energy also to the wildlife that has been affected by all this, right? The wildlife everywhere on this planet that has been affected by human doings of all kinds. So yeah, the whales, you all know, the whales, the dolphins, the fish, the sea life, the corals, all the animals. Oh. And any part of the world you feel especially called to heal, we can send healing energy to all that now too. Oh. And don't forget the bees, right? The bees, the butterflies, the birds, the worms, everything on this planet that supports our well-being. Oh. And yes, let's send them healing energy so that they too get to evolve stronger systems in order to protect themselves from us, from all human doings. Oh. So let all their DNAs evolve forward so that they are able to protect themselves from what we humans do to them sometimes. And let's see what all the plant life requires from us, all the plant life, all the trees, flowers, vegetables, fruit trees, the fruit trees and vegetables especially. So help them be able to evolve beyond whatever Monsanto does to them. We'll help them evolve beyond that. So just imagine farmers everywhere in the globe being able to connect with the energy of the natural world, the energy of all the beings, all the elementals that support plant life, because there's amazing people, for example, the amazing people in Finhorn who are able to talk to the spirits, the elementals, to create amazing vegetable gardens and plants. So what if we can transcend the politics and whatever else is going on with Monsanto and awaken all people to that ability to really go way beyond human politics and human craziness and be able to co-create with the natural world, with the spirits of this world, just like in Fenhorn. And the secret of Fenhorn shouldn't be kept in Fenhorn, and I don't think they wanted to keep it a secret. I think that there are people in the world besides, Fenhorn, who know how to connect with the natural world, with the spirits, with the spirit of the trees, the vegetables, the rivers, the forests, to really create paradise on earth. So let's empower farmers, gardeners, agriculturists everywhere to be able to do that. Because then Monsanto would look like a joke, right? Monsanto would look like a joke, and we need them to. So there's a better way for taking care of or the Monsanto stuff without being political. So let's empower all the people around the world to do that, because ultimately that heals a huge part of the world from gluten sensitivity, which is not gluten sensitivity. It's just that our bodies are reacting to genetically modified food. So colitis, IBS, and even some chronic illnesses that are affecting our nervous system or immune system. The roots of some of that has to do with stuff we are ingesting that is in the environment. So let's find a way to connect with the elemental forces, literally the forces of nature, like the spirits that know more about creating and creation, because they have been on this earth for a long time. So let's see, how many elementals can we now employ to help us all create peace and a bountiful harvest of healthy fruits and vegetables for everyone on the planet. So I know you're all amazing healers. So we are creating this container together that would allow us to contribute to all farmers, all gardeners, all agriculturists, all land laborers, to really create a bountiful harvest of healthy food, healthy vegetables, fruits. Let everybody have a bountiful harvest. And send love to every land laborer and strengthen them. Give them the strength to really do the work that they do so tirelessly and contribute to us, to life on earth. And the energy of exploitation of land laborers, let's collectively dissolve that energy so that those who feed us, who do the hardest work to feed us, are not exploited. So let's release the exploitation of farm workers and laborers everywhere. Because the whole food chain, all the hands that feed us, we want all of them to be blessed. So let's bring in the energy of love and fairness to all land laborers everywhere. Fair practices. Good. Great. Okay. So, pain in our bodies. Let's see what is going on with that. Okay, so let's work on our bodies, getting back to our bodies, and release any and all unresolved traumas. Okay, let's do this system by system. Let me just work with the enteric nervous system, which is our guts. Every part of us has cellular memory, but I'm going to work with the guts first because when your biome is healthy and functional, all parts of you are. Oh, oh, oh. So let's go to your core organs, any and all pain, unresolved issues. Oh, oh, oh. And wonder what other unresolved, unseen, hidden issues are going on that we can release to the light now. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, give me a second. Now I want to take the last part of the session to do some imprinting or re-imprinting of life enhancing states of being for you, so that when you have that to work with, it may ease up the chronic issues. And some of you who have chronic issues, maybe it's better to work that out in a one-on-one appointment. But for a group session, I'm going to stay pretty broad base so that everybody can receive. And I think that re-imprinting life enhancing resourceful states is something that, well, many of us can use. Okay, so and you can just imagine connecting with your inner child, or and you may not even need to work with your inner child. You may need to hear this as an adult. So you choose whether it's the inner child in you who needs to hear this, or the adult in you, or the mother in you, or the father in you. And you choose what part of you, all parts of you that needs to hear this and receive this. Definitely bring in the energy of your inner child. And now, with the help of your guides and angels, and just really hold or look in the eyes of the younger version of you and tell her now, I'm sorry I have not made time to listen to you and to acknowledge how amazing you are, how special you are, how intelligent you are. I'm sorry I have not acknowledged your presence, your being, the magnificence of you. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you so much. And I want you to know now that you are a magnificent being and you embody so much joy, so much power, the genius of you, the magnificence of you, the very presence of you changes the world. And I want you to know that. And who you are is important to the world. Who you are is appreciated, loved beyond measure, treasured and cherished infinitely, wholeheartedly. And now bring this loving energy of your heart and let it just wire itself in your neurology and just stay so present with this feeling of being loved, being seen for who you are, being cherished infinitely, being treasured, and have so much gratitude for your being, for your presence, and so much respect for your knowing, just for you, actually, respect just for you. And bring this beautiful energy, just breathe it in. And there may be parts of you that are feeling tight. Breathe into that. And there may be parts of you that are wanting to choke back tears. That's all right. Feel that. And just keep on breathing into any and every part of you that was in pain, or that's feeling tightness. And just know that the innate wisdom of your body knows how to heal itself. So really breathe that in. And you know how to disentangle from anything that bothers you. Oh. Any and all things that no longer serve your best and highest, you can release all that to the light now with total ease. Oh. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Oh. And keep on breathing in. Allow this love, compassion for you, this honoring of you, this deep respect for you to just expand your being. Oh. And forgive yourself for all the perceived imperfections. Oh. And gently let go of all judgments. Oh. And now let's restore your whole body to its divine blueprint. Oh. Allowing you to experience health, wholeness, joy, vitality. Oh. And there's nothing you need to do to deserve it. Just breathe it in. And there's hundreds of thousands of light beings working in your energy fields right now, as well as elemental beings and elemental spirits, good elemental spirits around us. Every part of you that's looking for love, send that part love and compassion. And you can choose to stay in this energy for a while. Just breathe and let the breath go wherever it needs to. Good. And that now we are towards the end of the session. For all those of you who are kind-hearted enough to be doing surrogate work for others, you may choose to end that surrogation and let go of everything you were trying to heal for someone else. Let all that go and let them have their own journey and their own reality, and not make it your responsibility to heal them. But it was wonderful work that you did surrogate work for them, right? It was just wonderful, amazing kindness. So, and this is so important. If you are doing surrogation work for someone with chronic illnesses and chronic issues, release all that so that your body is yours and nothing else occupies your body, right? It's important for everyone to know nothing and no one else, no other being occupies your body but you. So everything and everyone you were doing surrogate work for, release all that. So now I release everyone and everything I've been doing surrogate work for. Whatever healings they were able to receive, amazing, awesome. Whatever they may or may not, that's okay too, because it's their journey too, right? So everyone who has been doing surrogate work for somebody else, take a moment, let go, and make sure that what's in your body is your being and only your being. So ask your body, how many beings in my body now? All beings that are not me, please release to the light. Everyone and everything I'm doing surrogation for, release all that now. And our expectations and projections from others. But I heal everything and everyone. We're going to release all that now for all of you too. Anything and everything you took on from anyone in this call, in this session, in this space, release all that before we end. Because I know that you are all healers and you're all contributing to each other and to me and all that. So I want to be sure those of you who choose to hold this space as healers and as surrogates for others, that your energy is totally clean and clear of anything and everything. Because when you're doing surrogation, especially for people who have chronic issues, I want to especially clear all that from all of you. Your body, your being. And everything that we clear for everyone, really send all this to the light. Let it be dissolved in the light and transformed, transmuted in the light so that it will never come back to anyone. And all the nuclear waste stuff that we clear for everyone and everything, I want to make sure that gets sent. And dissolve, transform, transmuted in the light, dissolve forever, never return to anyone or anything in this universe or anyone and anything on this planet or in this universe, because we don't want to just really without cleanse everything we clear off the planet. We want to make sure it just goes into place and space that's able to clear, transform, transcend, transmute in the light now. Yeah. So any unresolved residue, any stubborn residue from any part of this healing, the healing of anything we've done, any of those residues that may stick anyone, when they release this now. And it's definitely not going to show up in the replay, right? Yeah. And however anyone uses this replay, that nothing will ever create distortions in an energy field of these sessions. Yeah, so all stubborn energies, residues that are not of the highest and best, that we clear off. Let's really let it be clear off. Anything else that may show up in replays, let's clear all that off. Any hidden viruses anyone may put in this space, let's release all that now. So any other unseen, unexpressed stuff that requires clearing, clear, dissolve, release, transcend, transform, transmute it. Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. May this session bless you in infinite ways. Okay, blessings, everybody, and have a beautiful weekend.